Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really pivotal strategy for SaaS companies, especially those looking to grow through their product itself. It's about how to effectively leverage YouTube for that product-led marketing push.
Yeah, absolutely.
You shared a fantastic resource on this, and it really hammers home using video to deepen user engagement and ultimately drive those conversions.
It's definitely a critical area. I mean, just think about this. Video marketing right now, it accounts for something like, what, 82% of all internet traffic?
Yeah, 82%. That's huge.
It's enormous. That's a massive audience actively watching videos. And then you add in that YouTube is the second biggest search engine out there.
Right, after Google itself.
Exactly. So the potential for SaaS businesses, it's just really significant. You can't ignore it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So our mission today, let's say, is to really dissect this. We want to understand precisely how SaaS businesses can strategically use YouTube across the whole customer journey.
The whole life cycle, yeah.
From that first moment, someone becomes aware of your product, right through to keeping them loyal long term. And the article you shared gives a really comprehensive framework. So let's dive in.
Sounds good.
Okay, first off, why YouTube? What makes it so potent specifically for product-led marketing?
Well, the thing about product-led marketing, the core idea is letting the product's value speak for itself, right?
Show, don't just tell.
Exactly. And what better way to show that value than video? It's interesting, the article points out that product videos, they're actually the most popular, the most sought-after content type for B2B companies right now.
That totally resonates. People want to see the thing in action, don't they?
They do.
I mean, a static image, some text, it only goes so far. Video can really bring those problem-solving capabilities to life.
For sure. And looking across the types of videos B2B SaaS companies use, the article highlights 5 main ones.
Okay, what are those? And what makes them, particularly good for SaaS?
So the 5 are product demos, obviously, showing functionality.
The classic.
Yep. Then you've got how-to videos, which are just essential for empowering users. Explainer videos are great for clarifying maybe complex value propositions.
They get it simple.
Right, webinars. They offer that chance for deeper engagement, thought leadership. And finally, training videos, super crucial for good onboarding and keeping users using the product.
Got it. Demos, how-tos, explainers, webinars, training.
And what makes these 5 really effective for SaaS specifically is how closely they tie into the product experience and user success. They answer specific questions, solve problems people have while using the software.
That makes total sense. It's value that's directly linked to the product itself. Okay, let's break down how YouTube fits into each stage of that customer journey then, starting right at the beginning. Awareness. How do you get on the radar?
Right, awareness. So the article suggests creating videos that hit those pain points potential customers have.
The problems they're trying to solve.
Exactly, and clearly showing how your product is the solution. The key insight here, I think, is focusing on the specific pain point each feature solves, not just a general tour.
Feature by feature problem solving.
Yeah, and these videos need clear calls to action. Try our free trial, see a demo, whatever that entry point is. And this is important. The article also really emphasizes YouTube retargeting ads.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, it's a powerful way to re-engage people who showed some interest, maybe watched a video but didn't convert yet. Didn't sign up.
All right, that retargeting piece feels vital. Someone watches, gets interested, then life happens, they get distracted.
Exactly.
A well-timed ad could be that perfect nudge back. Okay, so that's awareness. What about the next step, engagement? How did YouTube help there?
For engagement, the focus kind of shifts. It's more about providing valuable, relevant info in video form. Think like blog content, but maybe more dynamic, easier to digest.
So not always a direct sales pitch.
Not always, no. It could be about broader industry trends, offering insights, basically establishing your brand as knowledgeable, an authority in your space. It builds trust.
Right, positioning as a thought leader, building that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we get to retention, super critical for SaaS health long term. How does YouTube help keep customers happy, reduce churn?
Yeah, this is where those how-to videos and tutorials really, really shine.
The practical stuff.
Totally. By giving clear, easy-to-follow guides, companies can seriously improve that onboarding experience, make sure users are actually getting the value from the product.
Makes sense. Proactive support.
It keeps them engaged, makes them less likely to look elsewhere. And the article also mentions testimonial videos here.
Customer stories.
Yeah, they don't just reinforce the value for current customers, but they also attract new ones through that authentic social proof. Referrals, too.
It really does sound like a virtuous cycle, like the article says. Good stuff leads to more good stuff. Okay, now let's dig into the ad types. YouTube ads specifically, and how they map to these stages. The article breaks down a product-led strategy into key stages.
Yes, it outlines 5. First, building that brand awareness. Second, driving the initial free trials, subs, demos. Third, onboarding new users effectively. Fourth, encouraging upgrades to paid plans. And fifth, keeping those customers' retention.
Right, and YouTube has different ad formats for each.
Pretty much, yeah. They offer a range of formats designed to support those different goals.
Okay, let's start with brand awareness again, but from the ad perspective. What YouTube ad formats work best for just getting your name and value prop out there?
Well, the article mentions several formats that are good for boosting awareness and recall. The main goal here is just getting eyeballs, getting seen by a large relevant audience.
Volume.
Kind of, yeah. And crucially, the article stresses using a YouTube dashboard to track your paid campaign metrics really carefully.
And I watch the budget and performance.
Absolutely. Making sure you're getting leads efficiently, staying on track.
Makes sense. So once you've got some awareness, how do you use YouTube ads to actually drive those signups, the free trials, the subscriptions?
Okay, so while technically you could use any format, the article specifically calls out video action campaigns and discovery ads as being really good for driving signups.
What makes them good for that?
Well, video action campaigns usually have really prominent calls to action right in the ad unit. Makes it super easy for someone to click and sign up right away.
Less friction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And discovery ads, they show up where people are actively looking for stuff, YouTube homepage, search results, so you catch people who are already in that discovery mindset.
Okay, got it. So you get someone to sign up for a trial. Fantastic. Now, that critical onboarding phase, how can YouTube content make that smoother? Help users get that aha moment faster?
Right, the aha moment. This is where those explainer videos, the how-tos, the tutorials become just indispensable.
Back to those again.
Yeah, the article really emphasizes how well-made SaaS video content can basically automate a big part of onboarding, clearly visually showing the core value, the key functions.
So users don't get lost or frustrated.
Exactly. The goal is to get new customers using the product, interacting with it as much as possible, ideally before the trial even ends, so they experience those benefits firsthand.
And are then more likely to pay.
Precisely.
That proactive guidance is key.
Huh.
Okay, but what if someone signs up for a trial and then just ghosts? Doesn't really engage.
Yeah, that happens. That's where strategic YouTube retargeting for onboarding comes in.
Okay, using ads again.
Yep. You can serve relevant video content specifically to those inactive trial users. Guide them through the next steps they maybe should be taking to get value.
Like a little nudge. Hey, try this feature next.
Kind of, yeah. And the article highlights tracking user actions on your website is important here. Did they complete their profile? Upload data, invite team members.
So you can personalize the retargeting.
Exactly. You show them the next logical step based on what they haven't done. Remind them why they signed up in the first place. It's worth noting, though, you usually need a minimum audience size for retargeting to work well.
Right, you need enough people in that inactive trial bucket. Okay, let's talk about converting trial users to paid. That's a big hurdle for lots of SaaS companies.
Yeah.
How can YouTube help there?
Well, the article connects successful conversion directly back to that smooth, positive onboarding we just talked about.
If the trial was good, they're more likely to upgrade.
Significantly more likely. But YouTube retargeting can still play a big role here too.
How so?
You can use it to showcase maybe those lesser known but really valuable features they might have missed.
Did you know you could do this?
Exactly. Or demonstrate quick wins, tangible results they could get with a paid plan. And you can even offer targeted incentives.
Like discounts?
Yeah, limited time discounts, maybe an extended trial, targeting those people who seem hesitant or whose trial just ended, trying to win them back.
Those targeted offers can definitely be persuasive. Okay, finally, keeping those paying customers happy. Minimizing churn. How does YouTube help with long-term retention?
The article really underscores this. Keeping a customer is way more cost-effective than getting a new one, right?
For sure. Much cheaper.
So consistently providing educational, maybe even inspiring video content is key here. Think about it. How often do you search how to do X for software you use?
All the time.
Right. And if you find a clear, helpful video from the company itself that solves your problem, you feel good about the product, you're more likely to stick around.
Builds loyalty. Makes you feel supported.
Exactly. So creating engaging, relevant, informative videos specifically for your existing users, absolutely crucial for keeping them happy and loyal.
Totally agree. Being that go-to resource builds strong relationships. Okay, switching gears slightly. The article also gives some best practices for YouTube video marketing overall. What are some key takeaways there?
Okay, yeah. Best practices. First, prioritize making on-demand videos that give immediate, tangible value. People hit YouTube looking for quick answers.
Get straight to the point.
Pretty much. Second, repurpose. Don't just leave your educational videos on YouTube. Put them on social media and emails, on your website's help section. Maximize that effort.
Smart. Get more mileage out of the content.
Third, don't bombard people. Be mindful of ad frequency. Set limits. Maybe use YouTube's ad sequences feature to guide people through a more structured, less annoying journey.
Like an email drip campaign, but with video ads?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, make sure your YouTube retargeting syncs up with your email onboarding. You don't want to hit new users with the same message from 2 different places at the same time.
Good point. Coordinate the messaging. Those are all really practical tips.
Yeah.
Now let's brainstorm some actual content ideas. What kind of videos should product-led companies be making for YouTube? Both organic and ads. The article had a list.
It did, a good list. So ideas include informational, educational videos on relevant market topics, not just your product.
Broader context.
Yeah. Then, of course, product demos, overviews, and deep dives into specific features. Videos showcasing results, like user success stories, getting started guides, obviously.
Essential for new users.
Absolutely. How-to tutorials for maybe more complex tasks. Expert Q&As are great for building authority. Announcing new features keeps existing users engaged. And definitely testimonials and case studies for that social proof.
Wow, that's a really solid mix. Covers a lot of ground across the life cycle. Now, the article also touched on YouTube Shorts versus regular YouTube videos. What's the main difference there, and why should we care?
Right, Shorts. They're basically YouTube's answer to TikTok and Reels. Short-form, vertical videos, usually 60 seconds max, designed for quick mobile viewing.
Okay, so bite-sized content.
Exactly. And the interesting thing the article points out is, because Shorts is newer on YouTube, there's often less competition than for traditional long-form videos.
Ah, so potentially easier to get seen.
Potentially, yeah. Could lead to more visibility, faster subscriber growth maybe, and a really efficient tactic is just repurposing snippets from your longer videos into Shorts.
Chop up existing content.
Yeah.
Smart. So it's another avenue to explore for reach. Okay, let's look at some real-world examples. The article shared some winners in product-led YouTube marketing. First up was Monday.com.
Yeah, Monday.com. They're known for those often quite humorous ads.
I think I've seen some of those.
Probably. They cleverly show the product's features while also hitting on that universal desire for better work-life balance. One ad mentioned got like 2.6 million views.
Wow. So humor, relatability, plus product demo.
Pretty much. It connects, addresses a pain point, and it's memorable.
Okay, what about agency analytics? What's their approach?
Agency analytics seems really focused on practical value for their target audience marketing agencies.
Makes sense. Know your niche.
Right. Their channel has platform overviews, good for onboarding and retargeting. They do feature announcements to keep users updated, broader marketing tips. They even repurpose their Instagram Reels onto YouTube.
Very integrated strategy.
Yeah, lots of resources addressing pain points, content for all stages, and smart repurposing.
Okay, and Canva. Everyone knows Canva. What's their YouTube secret?
Consistency, it seems. The article highlights their regular, weekly posting of new how-to videos.
Just constantly teaching people how to use the tool better.
Exactly. Keeps users engaged, encourages them to explore features, keeps them coming back. They have nearly 150,000 subscribers, so it's clearly working, providing constant value.
Consistency pays off. Makes sense. What about Productold itself? The source of the article, basically. What do they do?
Their approach is super targeted. All their content is about educating SaaS companies specifically on product-led growth.
Very meta.
Yeah. Highly resourceful videos, immediate value for their specific audience. They organize content into playlists, which is smart. And they feature lots of industry experts, positions them as the authority.
Laser focus on their niche, providing deep expertise.
Got it. And the last example was WeWork. What's notable about their strategy?
WeWork really leans into storytelling.
The narrative approach.
Yeah. Their channel shows real people, real businesses using their spaces, often focusing on personal stories, creating an emotional connection, highlighting community, positive culture. The refugee stories example mentioned is a powerful case of this.
Moving beyond just features and benefits to the human impact.
Exactly. Powerful stuff. Very shareable.
These examples really show there's no single right way, but knowing your audience and providing consistent value seems key. Okay, as we wrap up, let's talk metrics. The article mentioned essential video metrics for PLG companies. What should people be tracking? And how often? Right, metrics. The article groups them into 4 main buckets. Channel metrics, your overall channel health. Reach metrics, how many unique people are seeing your stuff. Audience metrics, who's watching. Demographics, viewing habits. And engagement metrics, likes, comments, shares, watch time, how people interact.
Okay, channel, reach, audience, engagement, and frequency. How often should you check these?
It kind of depends on your goals and what you're doing. The article suggests maybe daily checks for videos with viral potential. Weekly looks are good for making small tweaks, checking A/B test results. Monthly analysis for looking at your overall strategy, your KPIs. And quarterly reviews for the big picture, hitting those growth targets.
So different cadences for different levels of analysis.
Exactly. The main point is track consistently. Use the data, see what's working, what's not, and adjust. A good YouTube strategy tracked well will definitely impact the whole customer journey, acquisition, loyalty, reducing churn. It's a long game.
Absolutely. It's about using that data to keep refining things, making sure your videos are actually moving the needle. Okay, so to sum up this deep dive, based on that great article, the core message seems pretty clear. YouTube. Hugely powerful for SaaS product-led growth.
Definitely.
But it only really works if you're strategic. You need different types of content for different stages of the customer journey, and you absolutely have to track things consistently to see what's effective.
You nailed it, and that really leads to the final thought, maybe a challenge for our listener.
Okay, leave us with something to think about.
Considering all these strategies, these examples, what unique stories, what compelling demos could you create for your product to really showcase its specific value, its impact on YouTube? Think beyond just the basic demo. What are those stories, those aha moments you could capture in video to really connect?
That's the real question, isn't it? How to tell your unique story effectively on video. Great final thought.